right. We in it. You ready?
Yes, sir. Moment of truth. That head right there. That head. What it do, Scooby?
It's poppin', family. It's
My
another episode. Y'all know what time it is. The Jones Hour.
Yes, sir.
One and only. To the right of me. Who is it? Yo, Aunt Acid. What is the deal, my G?
Gucci, my guy.
Chilling, baby.
And to my left,
What?
no one other than
Dos veces.
Jonesy 2 times, bitches.
2 times. We here. Shout out to who's at the Mets Dodgers game.
That he's gonna get poured on, but you know,
We'll
whatever.
see what happens. Yeah, I mean,
You know,
you can see the background. If
torrential
you watch it on the
thunderstorms.
live, because you already know every Sunday we live on YouTube and Instagram. So all you gotta do is follow the Jones Hour page, check it out, and you can see behind us right now. It's gloomy skies here in New York City this Sunday afternoon at 4:11 p.m.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, I was like, don't see your address, my guy.
No, that's not my address. No, we're not sending my address. No. I have a new address, and I got a lot of haters. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously the scene changed. So I got a bunch of dick riders and people that I would love to put my hands on, but they seem to be all talk and no action. So we leave that alone.
You can't hate on us, bro.
Yeah,
You can't hate on us.
Usually I try to keep the peace going, but
life is about progression. It's not about staying in the same place.
You're right. You know what I'm saying?
And you gotta keep moving sometimes. Bro.
I think that it's a combination of their lives being miserable.
Yeah,
and
fucking
you see the kids shining because even on a gloomy day I shine.
Yeah.
You know
You're
what I'm
a
saying?
star, kid. You're a star.
Thank you. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And we here, man. It's actually episode 117.
Yes, sir.
That's crazy that we made it this far. Shout out to Kush. This is supposed to be a Goat Blood episode.
Yeah.
It should have been a Goat Blood episode.
It's 100 episodes past the Goat Blood episode.
Yeah.
And he's not here for it.
He's not here. I hope I actually, you know what? I hope the Mets play and they do win. You know what I'm saying? So at least you can feel some sort of satisfaction from that. You know what I'm saying? From
I hope it gets
with us because it is the Mets Dodgers. You know what I'm saying? You can't be mad. That's a fucking real good ass game. If it was Yankees Dodgers, I might not be here neither.
I hope the Mets win, but it gets ruined for them.
Like a pipe burst in the thing and just mad water falls on him or some shit.
He like fucks up his pants or some shit.
Oh man. The one and only Aunt Ashley next to me sitting here in the building. We here, Jones Hour. Know what I'm saying?
Yes,
and
sir.
Like if you missed a live again on YouTube and IG, you could check us on the Spotify, Google, Amazon, Apple, iHeartRadio, and Audible.
Mm-hmm.
So you could follow, catch it all right there.
I think that's about all of them.
That's all of them for now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, until we even go further.
Yeah.
Hopefully, some other things happen for us that I feel will pretty soon. You know
what
I'm saying?
I think
put the number up.
The
so
further you progress
in.
with that, the more of like you put yourself in a position where you're, like kind of just on one platform.
Word.
You know, you're like, I give you exclusivity. You know, I'm exclusively on this platform.
Yeah,
and that's how you
made
it.
Yeah,
you know, like
cool like
at this point, we're on everything, bitches.
Yeah. And so one of them makes an offer, which
we make it convenient for you.
Can happen. You know what I'm saying? The number's pinned on the IG and the YouTube, so you could call up and tell us anything the fuck you want. You know what I'm saying? Anything you want to talk about, anything you want to vibe about, whether it's sports related or not, because you know we versatile individuals. You know, we them hood intellects that come here and drop knowledge, talk shit, and have fun every Sunday.
Yeah, I wrote rhymes in my notepad on the bus.
Spaghetti, nigga.
spaghetti.
Yeah, jokes and jokes, nigga. Bars, nigga.
Yeah, bro. I wear my beanie sideways.
Word up. Word up. I do the same with my Kango.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I feel that.
So that's how it goes, bro. But I think, without further ado, let's get right into it.
Baseball.
If you don't know what that is, that's the New York Baseball Report. For one more week only, sponsored by the Jones Hour, I feel. And then we're going to be right back on it, right where we left off. But oh yeah, it's the New York Baseball Report. We coming here, dropping the jewels that you want to hear.
Drop a gem.
You know what I'm saying? That you want to hear about the Mets and Yankees. You know what I mean? And I don't know where to start. I guess maybe with the Metropolitans. Shout out to Push, I guess that he's out there and shit like that. But right about now, I mean, after this 3-game series that everybody started already on Thursday, most teams started on Thursday, if not Friday, after the All-Star break, you know, which, you know, shout out to baseball. It was a good All-Star thing. The home run derby was solid. The game was solid, very competitive.
Yeah, shout out to baseball.
So they I feel like they definitely did their thing for the eye appeal and getting more people to be able to, you know, pick up that baseball as that American pastime that it once was, you know, because it's definitely not at the top of the American sports echelon. But
yeah, there needs to be more feel-good baseball movies.
We haven't had one in a while, I feel like.
I feel like every like back in the day that every 10 years,
The Sandlot, bro, is my fucking favorite.
About every 5 years, there was a good feel-good baseball movie. Yeah, and that shit doesn't exist anymore.
Even A League of Their Own, I always like that movie too,
bro. And you cannot tell me that it not gain like baseball didn't gain popularity because of that shit.
hell yeah, Rookie of the Year, with the kid with the arm and shit, and oh man, I wanted that to be me. Yeah, I wanted to catch a ball in like a home run, and they wanted to keep it, and I throw it back or some shit like that, and they see like, wow, this kid got talent. You know what I'm saying? Just off his throw.
No worries.
You know?
I totally feel that.
Yeah, but I mean, they did their thing though. They did their thing for the All-Star break, and now, Mike, I was about to say, most teams got about 72 to 70 games left, in the regular season. So it's the beginning of crunch time for a lot of teams. A lot of teams really need to show out, especially the Mets, you know, because I feel like they ended the season with that little 6-game winning streak on a positive, I mean, not ended the season, ended the first half of the season before the All-Star break with a little 6-game winning streak, even though they wound up losing some after that. But it kind of gave them that feel like, you know, we could do what we need to do. And now I don't know if they're able to do it. Now I don't know if, you know, this is the crunch time we're talking about, you know, when it comes to the Mets, because the reality is now they put themselves in a tight position. They lost last night to the Dodgers 5-1. You know, today the game is at 5. They lost the first 2 games to the Dodgers. They lost 3. They lost 4 in a row so far. I mean,
we're abysmal. All right,
Yeah.
right now we're not. You think that we would come out swinging, but at the same time, everyone's what can go wrong with the Mets has gone wrong with the Mets.
Yeah.
You know, like I mean, and I don't want to jinx them because all right, you might as well just make everyone else injured. You know what I mean? Like at this fucking point, everyone's pretty much been injured. So it puts the Mets in a really tight spot, like where everyone, you know, and all we have is the the call ups. All we have is the people, the prospects that we called up. You know, like that's all we got. You know, like
Yeah,
that's the one bright spot. But outside of that, you got nothing else.
Yeah,
you know,
like this going into the season, the expectations for the Mets to basically repeat what they just did a season ago and actually be better was what everybody thought.
Yeah, most expensive.
Was going to happen.
Most expensive payroll.
Yeah, they spent the money.
And
they
MLB.
Got all of these players.
And the biggest bright spot we have on our team is our fucking prospects. You know how miserable that shit is?
Yeah.
That's just fucked.
Yeah. And crunch time for them probably was already like 10 games ago.
Yep.
You know, because they won the 6th and they lost the last 2 to the Padres going into the All-Star break. Now they lose the first 2 to the Dodgers, which, I mean, we know the Dodgers are the Dodgers, but in order for you to solidify your spot in terms of claiming to be the team that you're going to be, you have to
go on that
perform against the Dodgers.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? They're not even number 1. Like Arizona and like San Fran, they better records than the Dodgers. The last time I checked, let's check the standings right now for the Mets.
But yeah, you got to show to the show. You know, like
no, Dodgers is in first now, and Diamondbacks and Giants are both 2 games behind them, with the same exact record. You know, and the Mets are 8 games below 500, 19 and a half out of first, which there's no longer a thought of you winning the division. That is completely out of the equation this point in the season with as many games left, because you really would need the Braves to lose mad games.
Yep.
And whatever games you have left against them, you would have to be undefeated. So if you had 7 games left against the Braves, you would have to win all 7. A 4-gamer and a 3-gamer. You would have to probably win in Atlanta and at home. You would have to take all of those games.
How I hate you, Braves.
You would have to take all of those games.
How I hate you so.
Yep. And even like that would only be 12 and a half. You'd gain those 7 games and you'd still be 12 and a half behind. You know what I'm saying? So you need a lot more than that. So like at this point, the Mets in their season so far and where we're at right now, it's only a wild card position. And now, like mathematically, we all know there's 70-something games left. They're not out of it. You know, things can happen. But you need Marte to step up and be the player he was. You need the pitching. You need more than just Verlander to actually be good. You know? Like he had a horrible May. He had a solid June, though. You know? And you need him to continue that for the rest of the season. For the rest of July, August, into the dog days of September.
Those crazy grays.
You know?
He's looking so old, bro.
Yeah, I mean, Senga, you know, you spent a lot of money on him. It's like, that's what it is with a lot of these Mets players that unfortunately we're not seeing. Like, you all are making mad money. You're the highest paid team. That means you all got significant contracts. And
the comment on
that. No, that's a wave. That's a wave. Gotcha. But we're not they're not performing in terms of the amount of money that is being spent on them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, earn your fucking paycheck, it seems like.
True.
Earn your fucking check, bro. Like, you're getting paid this money. You're getting paid this money. And this is how you're performing. And now you want to... And unfortunately, you know who the blame goes on? Fucking Buck Showalter.
Yep.
He's the one that gets the blame for this.
Mm-hmm.
He's the one that is like, get it together. You have this whatever $1 million payroll, 350 million or whatever it is, $1 million payroll.
But he didn't set those pay. He didn't sign those
No,
checks.
no, but I mean, look at what they're doing.
No, I understand that.
You know,
like that's Cohen basically. You know, like
No, Cohen at the point is like, you know, he tried to buy to fix the problem.
he's probably
He
going to
said,
buy
I got
again.
money and I'm gonna spend it to try to fix the problems, and he probably will spend again. You damn right, but something got to give with the players that are there. You know, Otani's there. We seen it. Both teams could use an Otani. And let me check that. Every single team can use Otani on it. Like we talking about
Yep.
top hitter, top pitcher. Like you don't just get that in one player.
Mm-hmm.
So either team would gladly take him and give up whatever. You know, just about.
Facts.
You know,
fucking talking about once in a lifetime talent.
Yeah, exactly. Like
That's
couple of lifetimes. Look
severely
we're talking about
right
Babe Ruth as the
is,
last time we've seen a player that was this dominant in hitting and pitching. And the difference between Otani, he's doing it at the same time. Like Babe Ruth won like 300, 400 games before he even started fucking becoming a hitter, and then hit 700 home runs. Like retarded. Go ahead, my bad.
No, you're good. I was gonna ask like, when is this contract up? When is he a free agent?
No, he might be a free agent at the end of the year, or maybe not. But I think the Angels, bro, y'all, what's your record right now? I'm gonna check it right now. Angels 46-47. This New York Baseball Report is going through all of baseball at the same time, just to let you know where we at right now, because
we'll
there's
talk
too
about
much
the
going
Angels
on.
real quick.
It's too much going. Yeah, no, Yankees is gonna come in, but it's too much going on in baseball right now to not just leave it to just Mets and Yankees and not include the other teams that are involved with it. You know what I'm saying? But what was the question you asked?
When is his contract up?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know exactly in terms of when his contract is up, but the reality is about with the Angels, like they're one game under 500. They're 46-47. Again, a lot of baseball left. They could do something, but when have they been a significant team in the past decade? They have wasted Mike Trout's career.
Yep.
I mean, granted, he signed there. You know, he's an honorable player. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't look like, you know, he was on some roids or some shit like that. Like this dude has been legit for almost like a good 7-year stretch of just the best player in baseball, MVPs, everything. You know what I'm saying? And he got no other hardware other than personal accolades for it. You know, there's Angels have not been able to do anything with the type of players that they've had probably since Mike Scioscia left.
It's gotta be weird for Trout though. Think about it. Like you are the best player in baseball.
Not anymore. No, I mean he's significantly not. Go ahead.
You are the best player in baseball, and then the now best player in baseball joins your team.
And y'all still can't do shit.
And y'all still can't do shit.
And y'all still ain't fucking.
That shit must feel so fucked up.
That's grimy, son.
Think about that. You're the best player in baseball.
For mad
and
years.
Then you get the next best player in baseball, and you still can't win fucking games, bro.
It's crazy. It's fucking crazy. Yeah.
That's the Angels for you, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Angels in the outfield.
It looks like they've been taking offers, and like I said, Mets and Yankees gladly. I think Yankees would. I think they'd give up Volpe for him. You know, they're coveted young shortstop and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Because I think Otani plays first, but you could just DH him and leave Rizzo there.
Yep.
And then you get fucking Stanton and Judge back. Which, let's get into a little bit of the Yankees. Shout out to Judge, man. He took a fucking base. He started taking batting practice. You know what I'm saying? Which obviously he's not ready to be on the field just yet, but maybe in a month he is.
That's good.
Right in the stretch of September, you know what I'm saying? Where maybe, you know, that could be the turning point for this Yankee season. Because, I mean...
That's step one.
Because when we look at it, we're a game up on Boston to be in last place in the division, but we're 7 games above 500. They're 5 games above 500. We're 9 games out of first behind the Rays, who the Rays and the fucking Orioles. You know what I'm saying? And we're only 2 games behind Toronto. Like when we look at the season right now, aside from the Astros, you know, in terms of the teams that's going to make it into the playoffs, there's going to be some teams that are odd men out in our division that are just killing
Yep.
and not going to be able to make the playoffs because there's just not enough spaces for them, even though they're all having good seasons. The NL East this year, the AL East this year by far is the best division in baseball, probably followed by the NL West, in terms of records, with the amount of teams that are actually above 500
And the central divisions are still crap.
Yeah, on both sides. But that boy, the Brewers overtook the Reds for first.
Oh yeah,
Reds is a game back. That Milwaukee Cincinnati run, that they're gonna have a run to the end of the season. It's gonna be decided. I wonder what their schedules is like. But if any of their late September series is against each other, it's gonna be significant in terms of who takes this division and who's a possible wild card. I mean, even the Marlins and the Phillies. I mean, the Phillies, they had what's this guy's name?
Phillies.
Yeah,
Bryce Harper.
Yeah, so they have him. He's one of the top players in baseball. He's a top 10 player in baseball. You know what I'm saying? Let's not front on that.
No, you're right.
But
fucking beast.
Yeah, but the Marlins, they're showing up.
Mm-hmm.
They, even this late into the season, let's see if they could sustain it. They're all looking down at the Braves. The Braves is probably gonna just lock that division up. They'll be the number 1 probably seed in baseball, and that's it. Because the West is so tight with those 3 teams, Giants, Diamondbacks, and Dodgers, all separated by 2 games. A lot of them, when they beat each other, is going to keep them down and not be able to catch up with the Braves. So they're going to be the number 1, the Braves, in the NL. But there's a lot of other spots left. And when we talk about even the Yankees and whatnot, Stanton is back. He's playing, but he's been inconsistent. But he did have he did have a 3-run home run yesterday for RBIs on another double, I believe, or a sacrifice fly. And we play in Colorado right now, so we're gonna see how that goes.
How was Colorado this year? I don't pay attention to Colorado.
I'm in the AL.
They still suck.
They in last place.
Yeah.
They're 35 and 58, and we lost the first game against them.
That's what I'm saying.
We lost the first game against them in Colorado.
All right, so
we won yesterday 6-3.
Y'all should take those games.
We need to win this next one. This
But you feel me with that though? Like I don't think I ever remember.
Let me see some of the Yankees' schedule right now. I wanna.
It's like even they have a bad. Like
we're losing right now in the bottom of the 5th, 1-0.
They suck in their own atmosphere.
Yeah. Let me see. I got it. My bad.
There you go.
Yankees schedule.
I could gladly talk about how much the Rockies suck. You know what I do like about the Rockies? Their logo and colorway is kind of dope.
Yeah, they changed it to the green.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're about to go and play Anaheim. The Angels. Whatever. We got a 3-gamer against them in Anaheim.
Okay.
And then we come home against the Royals, and then we play the Mets. Mets and Yankees play each other for a 2-gamer, July 25th. And then we got a big gamer. Oh, wow. Wow. Then the Yankees got... No. After the Yankees played the Mets 2 games, they played 3 games against Baltimore, who was ahead of them in the division. Then they played 3 games against the Rays, who's ahead of them in the division. Then they played 4 games at home against the Astros. So that 10-game stretch
is a tough 10-game
is
stretch.
Significant for the Yankees season.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't win 7 out of those 10, the season will be in jeopardy. The season will be in jeopardy. We're getting into August at that time. It'll be the beginning of August playing those games.
Okay, hold up. So basically, the Yankees are at Baltimore for the Baltimore series.
And then home against the Rays and Astros for 7 games.
That's kind of quintessential right there, bro.
Yes. That's why I said we need to win 7.
That's
at
clutch.
least. Not saying we need to sweep them, but we also need to beat Baltimore at the same time.
You could take some of those Oriole games.
We could take 2, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
2, 2, and 3 will give you the 7, where we win all of those series. 2-1, 2-1, 3-1. That's what we need to do.
Yeah.
We need to win all 3 of those series against those teams, starting at right after the Mets, where we got a 2-gamer against the Mets. Which, what the fuck is going on? Why are we only playing 2 games against the Mets?
Yeah, what happened?
We had the two series. We had another 2-gamer and now this 2-gamer. Like, if we don't play the Mets for the rest of the season, that's where baseball is fucking up. You know what I'm saying? Those crosstown rivalries bring in a lot of fans. When the Cubs play the White Sox, it's big.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When San Fran is going to play Oakland, it's big.
Who do we talk to for that? I mean, that's a Cashman thing, right?
No, that's a scheduling thing. That's an MLB thing. You know?
Sorry, Manfred.
Yeah, Manfred. Yeah. You know? Even the Marlins and the Rays or some shit. You know? These areas, the Royals and the Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
You know? The Orioles and the Nationals.
Mm-hmm.
Like these areas that are like that, where you have these 2-sided teams that play each other, where normally for mad years of baseball, 80 years of baseball, they never played each other. AL only played AL and NL only played NL. Now that you got into this interleague play and what it is, you need to sell those games better. That's going to get the intertown rivalry going on.
Cincinnati.
You know what I'm saying? Like
the
when
Guardians,
whatever the hell. The Reds
now.
versus the Guardians. Yeah, of course, man. Because those are big cities, those are big teams, and people that are from those areas, people from Cleveland, all of a sudden now live in Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is.
Yep.
You know, or in the surrounding areas of Cincinnati, where it's like, damn, Cleveland's far, but if I could catch them in Cincinnati, where it's only a 45-minute drive, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
I'm doing it.
So to switch a little bit. Considering we're talking about Manfred.
Bernie in the building was good, baby.
Yo.
We're going to get into that.
I was reading up a little bit on the owner of the A's. And like how hated he is by his own franchise and shit. And how Manfred does not give a fuck. And who was the historic owner of the Raiders?
Art,
whatever that guy's name is,
like that.
But fucking hated this dude, hated him to the bone. Basically, kept him from getting a stadium and a bunch of other shit. Basically, like holding shit like properties or creating contracts just for them to fail, just so he could stall things. That type of shit. Really grimy ass businessman, you know. And no one fucking likes him. And what we have now, it's not like there's no A's fans. It's just A's fans are tired of the bullshit, so they're just stop going to fucking games.
Yeah,
you know, like so we're put in a position, and Manfred's not gonna fucking do anything about it, you know, because we're not in a position where like Manfred's clearly shows that he doesn't care about what fans want or think. It's all about ownership at the end of the day.
Facts. Nah, it really is.
He aims to please the owners, and the owners first and foremost. So, like, baseball's in a weird spot where he's like, "Oh yeah, let's make the bases wider. Let's add a timer. Let's do this. Let's do that." You know, like whatever engages the fans more. Let's make sure that the games are shorter. Yeah, no, let's make sure that people are happy. You know, like
facts.
Stop doing lame shit. You know, like. Outside of that, like, make it accessible. You know, why is it so hard to find shit? You know, like, why is it so hard to find like a highlight to something, or you know, like you should be plastering shit all over the place. You know, like as soon as a game happens, I want to see that shit immediately. Like as soon as a hit happens, I want to see that shit immediately. Like I don't know. he's kind of stuck in the like archaic, age.
Mhm.
I don't know.
I think that's just what a lot of it is. You know what I'm saying? In all aspects of sports and all of them. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
that's why there's this struggle right now and what they're going through. Because the old ways was so successful, but it's just not in tune with the times
Yeah.
and the advancements that has been made on so many different spectrums that if you didn't get it ahead of the curve in terms of adjusting, this is why you're having the problems that you have now, and everybody's trying to find a way. Everybody's trying to find a way. So
Well, I mean,
I think eventually it will.
Yeah, we have the new CBA coming in.
Mhm.
So who knows when it comes down to the NBA and
Mhm.
whether or not they're gonna end up striking again.
Yeah. Well, before we get into all this other stuff, let's end this. Before we go start
proper
wailing.
transition.
Yeah, before we start wailing, because I do want to get into some. I want to get into. Oh my man! Shout out to Sebastian Chase. Check out that Boom Boom Room on chatterbait.com if you ever want to, set the tone to do what you do, whether by yourself or a loved one.
That shit sounded like an advertisement late night on Comedy Central.
That really was,
text, blah 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 blah. But live chats with blah blah blah.
Hot girl to talk to hot girls right now in your area. Yeah, well, it's about that life. No, it really is. But no, let's get into. I want to, talk a little. Man, can the Giants man up? Can we sign Saquon, bro? I think that's what the fuck we need to do. I think I don't understand what's going on. I know he wants a certain amount of money, which the 16 million is obviously too much. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
In terms of who's getting that, like Christian McCaffrey and the top backs in the league, and where he wants to consider himself in exactly that position. And I feel like when he is healthy, he will definitely be that in terms of just all-purpose yards and what he could do on the field, whether just running or actually receiving from the backfield or in the flats. But the reality is like, bro, you were injured at the same time, and you got to understand the hesitation that the G-men have in terms of wanting to spend a certain amount of money in a salary cap league on a position where that's not the norm anymore. You know what I'm saying? Running backs have a short term in this league. And that's why Saquon has the argument that he has at the same time, where it's like, I only have this small window. I'm already going to be 27 years old. By the time I'm 30, I'm not supposed to be in the league no more. That's what the norm is. So I'm trying to get what I feel like I'm deserved right now for what I could do for this team. But at the same time, when you Giants see that and they see someone like a Dalvin Cook that's on the market that's willing to take 8 because he already got his payday, it makes it hard for someone like Saquon to get paid. But I feel like he deserves it. And what we do on this offense with Daniel Jones and what Dable's, implemented and established, it involves a big lot of what Saquon can do. And where, maybe Dalvin Cook is available, he doesn't do what Saquon can do.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
it's a reason why Minnesota left that, because I can't think of the other fucking running back, but he was there. He was there on the third down plays because Dalvin Cook is not really a good wide receiver, in the backfield.
The Giants are a white.
He has his moments, but he also has his drops.
Pay that man.
Yeah, bro.
Pay that fucking man.
I don't understand, bro. Give him his money already.
It's the G-men, bro. Pay that man.
Facts.
You got to take that risk.
For real.
You got to take that risk.
Mm-hmm. I don't think there's any way to do it. And here's the other part from the franchise tag. The franchise tag would only give him $10 million, and for this year, and then if they franchise him again, which they can do, it'll give him only 12 million and shit like that. So you're looking at a 21 million dollar thing, over 21 million dollar thing over the 2 years. But he feels like he's more than that. So try to give him like the 23 maybe.
Yeah.
Offer him a little bit more. Right now you try to offer him like 19.
Yep.
Make him show that you're worth more than the franchise tag, and we believe in you over the next 2 or 3 years.
Yeah. Give him incentive deals too.
Yeah. I mean, obviously the incentives is going to be there with the deal.
Yeah.
But there's a certain part of it that he wants it to be guaranteed. That's the difference in the NFL, that it's always been different, where it's like this guaranteed money wasn't always an established thing in the NFL because of all the risks of injury and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I mean, I feel like there's a deeper thing that's I'm not really gonna.
Don't even.
I'm not gonna do that.
Let's
I'm
keep
not
it
gonna,
moving. But yeah.
Yeah, because that then we're getting into woke shit.
Yeah,
then we're getting into woke shit.
Don't
go
down that hole.
In terms of like, just an example why only the NFL and the NBA got a salary cap. But those are the two fucking sports where there's the most African Americans involved in it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But baseball, that's a whole nother thing. Hockey.
Let's not go down that hole. Let's keep going.
So back to Saquon getting his money. I feel like we should just pay him, and I feel like he'll be vital to what the G-men are trying to do this year.
Right.
We're trying to bounce back, similar to like what the Mets did. Similar to the Mets. The Mets won 101 games, made it to the playoffs, lost, but they was there. Giants, shocked everybody, won like 10 games, was able to make the playoffs, won a playoff game in Minnesota, but then lost, So it's kind of like the same situations in terms of what they're expecting. Even the Knicks, for that matter. We just got into the playoffs, won a series and lost. We're all three of those teams are looking to capitalize of what they just did in the last season. And we already see what the Mets are doing. You know what I'm saying? But the G-men and the Knicks are really trying to do the same thing going into this season as we look ahead to build off of the season they just had in terms of meeting and exceeding expectations.
You're right.
And trying to double down on those moves and be there again. You know what I'm saying? If not better. And I think Saquon is essential to that happening for the G-men. The Knicks, we know DiVincenzo is not going to be that, even though Ant called it that we're going to sign him. And I was like, damn, I hope not. He's like, yeah, bro, we're going to get him. And I was like, fuck. You know what I'm saying?
They're trying to form that Villanova fucking.
Yeah, core, I mean, I understand. I could understand it, but it was just a transition move. Like, I mean, shout outs to Obi again. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he's actually going to do his thing crazy.
All right, one thing, he's a proven playoff shooter.
Mm.
He could definitely drain a bucket when you need one.
DiVincenzo.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, if you toss him the rock, all right, and he's open, he's gonna drain it.
Word.
Outside of that, bro, like he was outside of Brunson, kind of like the head of that Villanova squad, you know, so like if you got him, and I mean the only person you're missing is fucking Bridges. You have Hart, so you have Hart, Brunson, DiVincenzo. All you're missing is fucking Bridges. Yeah,
they're gonna go for him. They're gonna go for him. The homies is there. They might be able to entice him.
And they won. How many chips did they win together? They only won one chip. 2 chips.
Well, they won 2 in like a 3-year span, but I don't know.
I don't know if
all of them. No, I just don't know if all of them were there for all 3. You know what I'm saying?
I think most of them were
there.
I think
they were all 3 for definitely 1.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man. But we'll see what happens with that. I still feel, and I'm gonna stick to this, that the core 4 is what we need to build around in terms of RJ, Randall, Brunson, and Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
And our 5th really needs to be that 2 or 3 position, because RJ is basically interchangeable in the 2 and 3. He could play either or and do it well on both sides of the ball. And our main dude that number one needs to play that position. It could be Mikal Bridges. I'm pretty sure it's not Paul George. Um, but a player of that magnitude, Jalen Brown fits that mold. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of player that the Knicks need. You know,
Definitely.
and where basically free agency is over. We were talking about this earlier. I feel like the only way they could really do something is with a sign trade on a selling team that has a player that is probably worth max money or
Just looking for the bag.
looking for the bag, but the team knows that they're not going to be able to afford it, you know, and they're just going to walk away. Maybe even a Giannis with the Bucks. Don't be surprised on that neither, because I believe Giannis's player option would be up at the end of the season.
Yep.
You know, and he might not want to resign, or he might tell them he wants to test free agency. And
It's a possibility. I mean, it's got to be hard to be a lifer from Milwaukee.
Yeah, it's cold over there, bro.
Yeah,
it's fucking brick. I've been to Milwaukee. I've been to Chicago.
Even Kareem
It is fucking cold.
Even Kareem couldn't do that.
Yeah.
You know, anyone that played for the Bucks,
Mhm.
all right, and had a long tenure with the Bucks, they're like, yo, I'm out after a while.
Mhm.
You know, like, I mean, did Kareem win them a chip?
He did.
He
I
did.
believe in like.
So he won them a chip and was like,
70s.
I'm out, bro. I'm going to the Lakers.
Yeah. And then won a couple more with the Lakers.
That's what I'm saying, though. Like, that's what he needs to do. He needs to like be like, yo, I'm out. I'm gonna go win a couple of championships.
Kareem might have 6 rings, bro. I don't know how many he got. Let's Google that. Let's Google that. How many rings Kareem got?
But yeah, and that would be super intriguing. It would be interesting to see exactly
6. He got 6. See.
I would like to have Embiid.
Bill Russell has 11.
Of course.
Robert Horry got 7.
He never left the league.
I
said Robert Horry never left the league.
No, he cashed in on the right teams at the right time. Bro.
Yeah, no.
He went from Houston to winning 2 to the Lakers winning 3 to fucking San Antonio winning 2. Just like that.
Yeah.
Crazy.
He played
and had clutch shots in all places that he was at.
Robert Horry played, I feel like, until like 2000 or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, past that for the Spurs to win.
That's what I'm saying.
Like 2003.
Yeah.
But he was probably drafted in the league only in like 90 or some shit though. He only played like 13 years.
Really? I feel like Robert Horry was in the 80s, like late 80s.
Maybe 88, 89, but even like that, it's only 15 years.
Yeah.
It's only 15 years in the league, which I mean, 15 years is a long time, but we also look at the standards or whatever like that. And what we're looking at right now, Durant is about to be like in the league 15 years. Steph is about to be in the league already 15 years type shit. Like, it's almost like if you could keep your body healthy and in shape and have a skill that teams want, you can make it that long.
Yeah,
you know?
LeBron's been in the league since what? Since 2003?
Yeah, he just did 20.
Yeah, he's had since 20 years.
He just did 20. He's probably going to do some more. Cuz what up?
And Vince Carter was in the league for how long?
He did like 20 or 23 years or some shit like that.
Was it 23 years?
He might have did.
23 and me. 23 and Vince Carter.
Yeah. You know, only Dirk and Kobe did the 20 plus for one team though. You know what I'm saying?
Got you. Those lifers.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I'm staying in LA. I'm staying in Dallas. They got the ring, so can't be mad at them for that.
Yeah.
Rev, what up? Shout out Rev. You already know. Go to Q Borough Cuts in Ozone Park. Damn, I had the shirt on last week.
Let's you ready to move on now?
Yeah, let's move on to the name of this episode.
Yeah.
Let's get right into it. So let's start with the actors. As you know, some of you may or might have not known that you see it on TV or you see it on your TV. Javi, what up? That There's an actors strike right now, actors and writers strike, directors and whatnot, you know, and that part of Hollywood, that part of LA brings a lot of money for the country and the state. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about a strike that 2 or 3 years ago that lasted about 2 to 3 months that cost them about $2 to $3 billion, the industry during that time. You know, so it's significant in terms of what it does for the economy in that area in California, and the effect that it has on other people.
Yeah, because look at it like this. Not sorry to cut you
No, no, no.
off. Like
I want
you
definitely
got
want
you
you to push
got
point.
you don't only got the actors and the writers and the directors and the producers that are being affected. You have the cameramen that are being affected. All
The
right,
other people that
the
have
lighting guys, the sound guys,
Uh-huh.
the makeup people, the fucking all the techs. You have the people that sell food, the food cart vendors, like anyone that has a contract with any of those film companies that sells food, like they're out of work for however long that strike lasts for, and God knows if they get re-signed after the strike comes, like is done, so those types of things are like you're pretty much playing with a lot of people's monies and a lot of people's lives, it's kind of scary. It's because it's not just two groups of people. It's like 80.
Right.
It goes across the board because then you have the CG people. You have the
artists.
it goes everywhere. Like it touches all bases. If they're not making a movie, they're not writing a movie. They don't have actors for a movie. They can't make a movie. They can't make a TV show. They can't make anything film-oriented, commercial-oriented, any of those things, unless it's unlicensed, and they're not allowed to like release unlicensed stuff. It would be like an amateur type of situation.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean,
you can watch us though.
Definitely. You could definitely watch us. You could definitely watch us every Sunday. You already know. But I mean, I think I feel like a lot of this is the effect of what streaming has done in this time with the Netflixes and the Hulus and now HBO Max and Peacock and so many other these services that are now offering all of these movies and shows, because some of them are in certain ones and some aren't, and then Peacock has the rights to all NBC stuff, but then HBO Max has the rights to all HBO stuff, so you're not going to be able to see like Game of Thrones on Peacock, you know what I'm saying, and you're not going to be able to see whatever NBC show on Hulu or something like that.
It's just
like Hulu got, I think, like the FX and whatnot.
It's just too much, and like it gives me anxiety. Like having so many options. And when I have, like, because I pay for a couple, and my wife pays for. I pay for the Hulu and the Disney and the ESPN Plus package. And she has the Netflix.
Yeah, that's funny. That's how we got it here, because my mom's got the Hulu and the and something else. I got the Netflix and the Max. My girl has the Disney Plus. So we all got each other's passwords and whatnot. And we're all able to watch just like that.
Yeah.
So I mean, I understand why people are doing it, and there people are thinking, but like the actors that are getting those movies streamed, they're getting those views on that, are not really receiving, I guess, the money that they probably deserve from all of that money that's being made.
Yeah.
This goes back to what kind of like, if you really want to bring it up, like, even though it's a different industry, but like what Metallica was so mad about with Napster and shit like that. In terms of like, you're playing my music, you know what I'm saying? And giving it out as, almost like a free thing, but you don't have my permission to do that, so you're not paying me to do that. And that's what the whole thing is. And now, like, this whole thing is blew up. Like, there's a reason why Blockbuster doesn't exist anymore. You know what I'm saying?
It's a tough call to say.
And all your local video stores.
as an actor, all right, because you could look at it from the other perspective. All right, you could say, hey, as an actor, if uh, you someone buys a copy of your movie,
Hmm.
okay, then yeah, you get a piece of that pie, you know. And some don't have that. Some have it where in their contract they just get a paid salary for what they did, or they just get a lump sum on it,
Hmm.
like they don't. Not everyone has it set where when someone buys a DVD or something where they're getting like a percentage of that sale,
Yeah, exactly. That's
Um,
what bootlegging is.
yeah.
Hmm.
And people were really upset about that shit. But
Hmm.
like when you're talking about these like streaming things, people look at it like this. If I am buying a subscription to say HBO,
Hmm.
you are still HBO still has contracts with it, specific film, studios to have certain movies, and that rotates. Those contracts end, and you're not able to see those movies on HBO Go or HBO. Sorry, it's Max now or whatever it is, but it, it's constantly rotating. It's the same way when you watch HBO in the past. Every week you had a different set of movies on HBO that played.
Hmm.
And it wasn't like HBO just played the same fucking movies all over and over and over and over again. They constantly had a new movie, and because there wasn't an accessibility of it, where it was just fixed, where you go, I have a contract with this movie, like this movie studio to play this movie, and it, we're paying the movie studio. That actor is still getting a cut profit, whereas in this situation, you're paying a subscription to get the whole the discography of a certain movie studio.
Hmm.
So in the case of Max or whatever it is,
Hmm.
you get the whole fucking Warner, pretty much the whole
Yeah.
Warner movie discography.
Hmm.
Like you're getting everything.
Yeah.
You're getting all of the Batman shit, all of
Hmm.
the
All of that.
like
Yeah.
all
We was
the
watching Batman last night.
all
Batman
yeah, all the
Returns.
all Warner
The Penguin.
movies, like all that shit is
Hmm.
there. So you're getting almost a whole film catalog
Yeah.
from a studio.
Hmm.
And I think that's where people see the problem in it. It's like,
Hmm.
because I'm not getting a piece of that, you're just selling a subscription to access a
Hmm.
film catalog for your studio.
Yeah.
You understand you know what I
Hmm.
mean? So
Hmm.
I mean, it's complicated to say, hey, I owe you money for that when I already give you money for the DVDs that we sell and the digital copies that we sell and all that other shit.
Hmm.
But yet I need to still pay you for the streaming service for our own film company.
Or
Like it's complicated,
no, it
and it's
is.
hard to please everyone. Not everyone's going to be happy at the end of this, but their actors are looking at it like, no, we need to make sure that we come out with the power position, like the same way that athletes do.
Hmm.
They want to make
Exactly.
sure that they can negotiate their shit and they're
Hmm.
not victim to the owners of the studio,
Yeah.
who are just there to make as much money as possible.
Hmm. Hmm. And are making it.
Yeah.
And are making it, and they want their fair share. And it's similar now to the UPS strike that I'm actually personally affected by as a worker by UPS. You know what I'm saying? You might have or might not have known that, but if you actually do follow any of my profiles, you might have seen that if you search. Either way, I am a delivery package driver for UPS in the Queens area, and there's a lot of what they're saying is what we're saying. We want our fair share based on the amount of money that you're making. You know, UPS made $13 billion in profit.
Hmm.
You know, COVID has been very, very good for them. They get a lot of work. They control a large percentage of the amount of package mail that is delivered in this country.
Logistics.
Logistics, for real. And we what they don't tell you is the behind the scenes stuff that we have to work. I didn't actually have not one day this week that I didn't punch out after 8 o'clock or before 8 o'clock in the evening. from being at work at 9 in the morning. So that's 11-hour days for 5 days in a week. That's 55 hours. So yeah, where some of us do, you get that top pay. That top pay is a good amount of money, you know. Um, but that's still 55 hours, 60 hours that you got to put in every week just to get that. And it's not an easy job, you know. I mean, the concept of it is easy. You go to the address, you grab the package, you deliver it. But in reality, it's like I got 160 stops today. I got 280 packages to deliver. And those 160 stops, some of them is buildings.
Millions of cars in the street that you got to deal with.
You know, sometimes it's not really easy, or
giant
it's
just course.
No, it's just virtually impossible to park in front of every single address that you have to deliver to, especially in New York. You know, maybe that could happen a little bit easier in Middle America, where it's not as congested and you would just pull right up into the front and that's it. But that's not something that's always accessible in the New York area to do. You know, so there's a lot of walking involved, there's carrying involved, there's a lot of risk of injury and whatnot. But the job is done every day, and you have people that are committed to the job, and not only committed to the job, but come in every day in all types of weather conditions. You know, it was 90 every day this week, and if it wasn't actually 90 on the board, it felt like 90 with the humidity. You know, and you've seen the other things, like you've seen in other places where UPS drivers have passed out on viral videos because we don't have AC in the truck, something so simple. But you see these Amazon trucks out there right now, they got the AC. You see other ones like that, you know, our competitors. DHL has AC in their trucks, you know. So I think, you know, we want our just due, and it's more than just the AC. It's the fair wages. It's the part timers that are getting hired now at $19-20 an hour, for example. But the part timers that are there, that have been there for X amount of time, months, years, whatever it might be, that are still at the $15-16 level. So I don't even know how that even equates, but it shows some of the ways that a business like UPS can make $13 billion in a year. You know, to be able to have that difference of pay for the same amount of work. You know, it's the same thing that with the drivers, with the 22 fours and its two-tier pay system. That's what it's called. So I'm affected by it as being a 22-4 driver, and as a 22-4 driver, I who was about to make an anniversary year in my job where I would make a raise. There are other people that were hired before this position was created that were making a certain amount of money. Now reaching about maybe 2 or 3 years, for example, maybe a 3-year driver before was making $32 an hour. But now a 3-year driver is only going to make $28 an hour for a 22-4 position, you know, that's created. And now every single person that is hired after 2018 or 2019 has been this 22-4, you know? So now that's another way for them to make more money that they're doing, because they're able to now switch the routes around. So someone that's at top pay and they have the same amount of route, they have the same route every single day, which they've earned through their seniority.
They're saving that $4 every hour.
No, but not only that, they're taking maybe possible stops off of them, and they're putting it on another floating route that is there, that are these 22-4s I could choose from. So now to keep me out there, you know, where now my time and a half pay may only be $35 an hour, $21 an hour, or whatever it might be, you have no problem keeping me out there until 9 o'clock at night. Where someone that's gonna be at the top pay making $40 an hour, for example, why would you want to keep them out there as long as that's to make that money?
Get them back.
You know what I'm saying? And that's gonna be management's job. That's what they're gonna do. That's what is gonna happen. So
logistics.
The logistics again that we're talking about on both levels. And you know, we had AOC Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez that came through to the my particular place of work, and we was there for a rally, and I was able to even myself make a little quote that was used in some of the videos that were there. So you could search that on YouTube and see that there. But you know, we just want our fair wages. We want our fair working conditions. We want what is just due. We want, you know, the part-timers to be deserving of this, because the reality is, like I said over there, is that we are the backbone of this operation, and our day-to-day commitment to coming into work and getting the job done and whatnot all across the country. It's not just New York. It's New York, it's Chicago, it's Florida, it's California. It's all of these states and big cities that are there, um, that are doing this work that allows UPS to make the amount of money that they made. And if you made 13 billion and you got to give up 3 or 4, and now next year only made 9, I don't see what the problem is. Because you had to spend 4 to make everybody where they need to be at. Like, I understand this is a capitalist country and whatnot, but what's right is right, you know. And the union that is representing us, the Teamsters, and the 330,000 workers that are going to be affected by this strike, you know, you UPS management or upper corporate level or whatever it might be, you're the ones that are going to have to put in the effort, um, to explain that to the families of us everyday workers, you know,
Yep.
us the part timers that are in a that actually live in a shelter but still actually come to work every day because they need some sort of income to try to get it. But we know where the economy is at in this country. You know, there's a lot of people that are working. We there's no longer a middle class. It is called the working poor. And most of us unfortunately survive paycheck to paycheck, you know? And that's where the real effect of the strike is gonna be, you know? And I'm hoping that a deal is made. I'm even like when I brung up AOC, I brung that up because, you know, maybe the president did make a comment about it. Maybe he'll step in to force the hand. You know, he did that with the railroad, and we know how much the railroad affects this country. Believe it or not, there's a lot of freight that are moved and important things by train across the country.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not just airplanes and whatnot. So
the infrastructure, bro.
Yeah. So this is what we're proposing and what we're asking for. I don't feel like it's too much in considering of what UPS has made and where we need to be at next. You know,
Logistics.
Yeah, more than just the logistics though. It's it's the human values of what is going on and what it is, because I know firsthand of what I do every day, and I know firsthand of what my coworkers do every day, and I
Mhm.
know firsthand what the overnight workers do every day, and I know firsthand how hard it is to do that. But when you see the whole operation, you know it makes sense, and you know what sense leads to dollars. You know, and that's what it's about. That's what it's always been about. That's what this whole country has been about. You know, but as you could see, not only with the actors and producers and the directors, but also the parcel workers that we see here in UPS. We know what we deserve based on what we do every day. Even though, you know, corporate might only just see numbers of percentages and this and that, and that's what their decisions are made of. Um, the work is on our backs. You know what I'm saying? The work is on the backs of those people, for whether it's entertainment or mail, you know? And the technology has changed, you know, and there's advancements in it. Um, but you're still using us to get that done, you know? And we deserve what we deserve. We want what we want. And our voices are going to be heard. And hopefully it doesn't lead to a long term thing, you know, whether it's the actors and the screenwriters or the UPS workers. The UPS workers, we still have a chance. We have August 1st. What's today's date? The 16th. Today's July 16th. So we have about 2 weeks to hopefully get a deal signed, um, that is fair for both sides.
Where
And
Jones?
won't, you know?
Yeah, you should stop talking shit. Then.
Who, me?
Yeah.
What?
I hear you.
You talking shit.
They're listening too.
What are you talking about?
UPS.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Let them know.
I see you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. I see this strike lasted long, all right, because Jones with his now he has commercials out here.
Oh
Right,
yeah.
right. He has a
Mhm.
platform to speak
Mhm.
his mind, all right.
Well, so does
You
everybody that has a podcast. That's what you do. You know what I'm saying?
UPS.
If you have a podcast, your podcast is in
True.
there to be able to speak what you want to speak. You
All
know, this affected me on a personal level. That's why I talk about it. But
word.
we also talked about the January 6th shit when they ran into the Pentagon and Capitol building or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? We've talked about the 9/11 shit as a conspiracy theory. We talked about so many other things on this podcast where you might not have listened to it, or you might not have heard it, or you might not have known about it and whatnot, because obviously we only have 300 subscribers, and it's cool because we appreciate every single one of y'all. But I myself, Kush that's not here, who's always here in spirit because he's part of this, and my man Ant Acid that speaks on what he wants to speak about and also breaks down all the visuals for us and puts out these tremendous videos that you get to see on a weekly basis. I always had the intention of doing this with the ability to put my opinion out there.
No, I'm saying after UPS is gonna see that and it's gonna be like, all right, now the strike's actually gonna happen.
No, I hope not.
Yeah.
No, I hope not. Please, Ant, don't even say shit like that, bro.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Thanks,
Take it
bro.
back.
Yeah, take it back.
It's taken back.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Because nah, man.
Put it in my back pocket.
Let me tell you
That's all
something.
me now.
The t-shirts that are there, it says, "We will strike if we have to." That's what we're saying. We don't want to. That's the undertone, the language between the lines. We don't want to strike. We want to work. We want to be paid what we deserve, part-timers and full-timers alike. We want to be compensated for what we do that allows you to make the money that you make. And we don't feel like it's a problem that if you made that amount of money, that we could get some of that to be compensated for what we do based on the conditions that we deal with every single day.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Word.
And that's it. That's it. This the working, the people, the working poor class that I'm talking about is what keeps this country running on so many aspects. It's more than just the UPS thing. It's more than just the actors thing. It's whatever. It's the food industry. It's the pharmaceutical industry. It's the transportation industry. It's whatever it is. It's us, the majority of the people that are coming into work every single day to do the shit that we do that allows you to make your fucking money. That agricultural shit. You think it's gonna be easy to be in them fucking fields every day? But it's those people that are picking fucking strawberries and shit that allow fucking dole fruits to make the money that they make. Let's be fucking real. That's what it is. That's what it is on all aspects in this whole fucking country.
Chiquita banana.
Chiquita fucking banana. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? It's the people that pick those fucking bananas or climb the ladder to do it to get into the tree, the loud fucking Chiquita banana, to pay Chiquita to do what she fucking does. You know what I'm saying? To be the fucking brand that they are. And
Word.
it's on all aspects. It's in all aspects in this country. It's capitalism. It was never really a democracy.
At one point it was.
You're right. And our vote has been made when you want to talk about democracy in terms of the union and willing to strike. The numbers show if you want to talk numbers.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's it. You
All
have
right.
anything else you want to add?
Nah. I love you, everybody. I love America.
Jones Hour in the building. Hopefully I don't get canceled for this shit.
Yeah, nah,
if I get fired, I got a lawsuit, motherfucker. Hopefully.
You got okay. Yeah.
Maybe.
He has a lawsuit. This is defense right here.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
No, this is his own personal opinion.
Mine only.
All right, and his only.
Yes.
And it shouldn't be looked at as a sway to, or it shouldn't be looked at as a way to sway someone's opinion on the people that we were talking about. It's just our own personal opinion.
No, it is.
Take it for a grain of like for what it is.
Uh-huh.
You know, not serious.
No,
Well, yeah, it's kind of serious. But yeah, it's still our own personal opinions, and we still love everybody. Love you guys.
Yeah. So when this shit drop, you already know what time it is. But hopefully, when this shit drops, everything is handled.
Yeah,
everything is handled.
Everything's taken care of.
But that's another one in the books. The Jones Hour wrapped up.
Yeah, know what time it is. In the bag.
Yeah, I know what the fuck time it is. Every fucking Sunday we live.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll have a set time soon. But until then, man, either you fuck with us or you don't. But y'all know what it is.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to anybody that checked in on the live,
what it do, Scoobies?
on the YouTube or the IG.
Yes, sir.
You already know. Follow the Jones Hour. Hit that subscribe button. We appreciate the love. And Sammy Sosa in the building. And yeah. What?
You see,
You fucked up, you know, don't you?